The first episode of WandaVision has finally released on Disney+, and I have had a chance to watch the Season 1 opener, which includes standout scenes and more to break down. In particular, I'm going to be explaining the plot and ending for WandaVision Episode 1, in the aim to help you guys gather a greater sense of what happened. This analysis will also contain spoilers, so if you do happen to be someone who hasn't watched Episode 1 of WandaVision, then I would recommend watching this video after you've caught up. If you want to see more videos on all of the Disney Plus Marvel shows, then don't forget to subscribe to the channel and turn on your notifications. Also, if you enjoy this video, remember to give it a like rating. But without further ado, let's dive into my breakdown and explained video for the opening episode of WandaVision Season 1. So with episode 1 out now, we have finally ended our 18-month wait for new MCU content, but this isn't the Marvel that we remember from Avengers Endgame and their recent films. The entire episode is modelled after a Hollywood Golden Age sitcom from the 1950s, shown in black and white, a near square aspect ratio, and a live studio audience. It includes those silly jokes that you would associate with old-timely sitcoms too, delivered with the kind of pauses, background sounds and production that you would expect from a theatrical effort back in the day. It seems more like a stage play than a TV episode, and there are virtually no clues here about what's really going on. But the 22-minute WandaVision Episode 1, directed by Matt Shakman and written by Jack Schaefer, opens with Wanda and Vision driving into a suburban American town called Westview. Wanda is wearing a white gown, and there's a just married sign on the back of their car. So already we have questions about how they are married, and also why Vision is still around after dying in Avengers Infinity War. WandaVision Episode 1 isn't interested in explaining any of that, though it does introduce their respective powers for viewers to whom the characters might be all new. Wanda is telekinetic and can put broken things back together, and Vision has an indestructible head. But once arriving at the house, Vision notices that a heart-shaped symbol has been drawn next to today's date on the calendar in the kitchen. It's clearly a special date for the couple, but the two of them can't begin to recall what it really is. Not wanting to be labelled the forgetful one, they both pretend that they know. This is the first sign that something is wrong, and this is aside from the fact that the show is taking place in a 1950s environment, and of course with Vision still being alive. Their memory lapses also seem to be shared, and when one of them struggles to remember, both of them are at the same moment. Could they be the same person? Is Wanda merely imagining Vision's existence? She's capable of this after all, and it's something that I'm putting my early prediction on. Having kissed and found solace in tonight being special for them both, Vision then leaves for work. Wanda is startled soon after by repeated knocks on the front door, and when she opens it, she finds Agnes, their neighbour on the right. "My right, not yours," she adds with a chuckle, and Agnes is curious about who she is, how she moved in so quickly, and what a single gal like her is doing in a town like this. There's of course no ring on Wanda's finger, and she assures Agnes that she's very much married to a man, and a human one. After Wanda reveals that tonight is a special night for the couple, Agnes probes further before the two settle at anniversary as the answer. Wanda can't recall the real thing anyway, and Agnes then volunteers to help Wanda prepare for the special night. Meanwhile, at Computational Services Incorporated, Vision is typing away at superhuman speeds. A colleague, Norm, remarks at his speed after he's done, noting that productivity has gone up 300% since he arrived, and calls him a walking computer. Vision, who's trying his best to hide his true identity, replies immediately, "I most certainly am not." He later wonders what the company does and whether they make, buy or sell something. No, no and no is the answer, and it's stressed that the employees there feel like they have no greater purpose. Just then, Vision's boss Mr. Hart walks in, sending everyone scurrying to their desks, and he surprisingly reminds Vision about a dinner. Vision connects the dots to believe that the special event tonight must be a dinner party with the Harts. There was of course a heart on the calendar, and his boss stresses on the importance of the dinner going well, pointing out how the last employee disappointed him, despite having 5 courses, musical entertainment, and wearing a turtleneck, who we find out is an employee that has been fired. A nervous Vision rings up Wanda to stress on the importance of tonight going well, except they are still pretending they know what the night is really about. But while Wanda is now preparing for their anniversary, Vision believes she's preparing dinner for the Harts. Naturally, this leads to chaos when the Harts turn up at the Vision residence. Wanda is ready for a romantic evening, and she spooks her guests as she places her hands on Mr. Hart's eyes from behind. It doesn't help that she's wearing a revealing gown, and Wanda and Vision move to the kitchen to figure things out, while Wanda stays the outfit is because it's their anniversary. Vision explains the heart on the calendar was an abbreviation for the dinner with Mr. and Mrs. Hart, and Wanda assures Vision that she will cook something imminently while Vision tends to the hungry guests outside. She enlists the help of her neighbour Agnes, who turns up with enough ingredients to feed many families. She outstays her welcome, however, and promises to walk Wanda through everything, but that's because she doesn't know that Wanda has really different kitchen manners. After she all but pushes Agnes out of the back door, Wanda lifts her fingers and simultaneously begins to cook every meal course with her superpowers. For WandaVision, it's time to introduce in some physical comedy. Hearing the events in the kitchen, Mrs. Hart volunteers to help Wanda, forcing Vision to do something dramatic to distract her. He launches into an impromptu song, which confuses Mr. Hart but gets the job done as Mrs. Hart turns around and starts joining in. Wanda uses the brief distraction to close the shutters that see into the kitchen, preventing the Harts from knowing the couple's true nature. But Wanda has other problems. The cooking isn't going so well, and she accidentally overcooks the chicken until it's all burnt, and when she tries to reverse the effect, it turns into a basket of eggs. Amidst all the chaos, as Mr. Hart barks at Vision about what a failure the night has been so far, Wanda decides to improvise and serves breakfast for dinner. Mr. Hart is taken aback, but the sight of wine calms things down. At the dinner table, Mr. and Mrs. Hart start asking the simplest of questions: where they lived before, when they married, and why they don't have any kids. This is another reminder that Wanda and Vision have no memory at all about their past, and it leads to Mr. Hart being displeased that the new Westview couple can't seem to offer the easiest of answers. With neither able to offer up any answer, Mr. Hart ultimately pounds his fist on the table and shouts why. Just as he does, a piece of food gets stuck in his throat, which Mrs. Hart assumes to be a pretend. This is where WandaVision Episode 1 reveals its otherworldly nature. Wanda and Vision are seemingly transfixed at this point, while Mrs. Hart keeps repeating the words "stop it" as her smile dissolves into a cry for help. Wanda ultimately snaps out of her spell and asks Vision to actually help his boss and save his life. Vision reaches into Mr. Hart's throat and pulls out the piece of food. Even though he's just escaped death, Mr. Hart makes no mention of the fact and instead remarks that it's getting late. Incredibly, Mrs. Hart has also seemed to have forgotten all about the choking incident too. After the couple bid their goodbyes and walk out the door, Wanda notes to Vision that they are an unusual couple, to which Vision more than agrees, given that they have no anniversary and no rings. They decide to pick today as their anniversary, and Wanda then materializes rings for the two of them out of thin air. As the two embrace and kiss, WandaVision Episode 1 ends with Vision flicking a button. That pulls us out of the TV show to reveal that an unseen individual has been watching the events unfold on a literal television with the noise of helicopter wings in the background. It then cuts to the words, "Please stand by." But that was my brief breakdown video explaining the plot and ending for episode 1 of WandaVision. I thought this first episode was a decent start to the first Marvel show on Disney+. It gave me vibes of The Truman Show and also elements of Westworld with the added 1950s aesthetic and of course the over-the-top humour. I'm hoping that the show keeps building on its potential reveals, but doesn't make it too obvious as we work our way through the later episodes. As expected though, the performances are solid as we get great scenes with Elizabeth Olsen and Paul Bettany, alongside a very good production in creating the TV show appearance, the commercial, and the shift in aspect ratio. It really helps to create the essence of what the show's crew are going for, and I'm excited to see how they build on the mysteries we got in this opening outing. I'm giving episode 1 of WandaVision an 8 out of 10. But I hope you guys enjoyed my breakdown and review, and overall, I'm looking forward to seeing what happens in episode 2 of the new Marvel show, which I will be covering on the channel tomorrow. I'm also intrigued to hear all of your thoughts on episode 1, so let me know down below in the comment section, as well as listing your predictions for episode 2. For more content on WandaVision, then don't forget to subscribe to the channel and turn on your notifications. Also, if you enjoyed this video, remember to leave a like rating. I will be covering every episode of Season 1 alongside bringing constant updates on all the new Marvel shows, so make sure to keep a lookout for whenever I post. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed it. I've been Cortex, and as always, make some noise.